right, y'all. Welcome to the Real at Home. It is time for some girl chat.
Yes, get into it.
So, first on our girl chat topics today, we got a lot of folks time on their hands, trying out new recipes, new things. Many people are turning to the kitchen, and Lizzo is one of them. So, she decided to try and whip up the virtual TikTok fancy internet coffee recipe, which requires you to whip sugar, instant coffee, and water into something like a whipped cream before you put it in, before you put it over milk. Yeah. Well, y'all, Lizzo tried her best, but she couldn't make it. She couldn't make it happen. She couldn't make it happen. She posted her failed attempt to TikTok, and she said blank don't work, but she just poured it, made it some iced coffee. So, has quarantine cooking been kinder to you all than it has been to Lizzo?
Shockingly, yes. Yo, I found out my husband can actually cook. Who knew? I feel like every day in my kitchen, it is like a new episode of Chopped. You got peanut butter, you got lettuce, you got something. Make it work.
Right.
You're just trying to invent new things and new recipes. And I'm not gonna lie, some of them have actually come out amazing. And we're just like, let me find out. I'm over here chefing it up.
Okay.
I'm actually thoroughly impressed with myself.
I can't believe I'm going to admit this. But Lonnie, I know you're going to agree with this. So Adam and I, we've been cooking a lot. Usually he's either cooking or I'm either cooking. We hardly were ever in the kitchen together cooking. Now we're cooking together. But I got to say, man, Adam might be a better cook than I am. I did not. I'll tell you why. It's because you give me a recipe, which I think is the reason why I'm a great baker. Like, I can follow directions to a T. You guys know I'm very type A. Yeah. Whereas Adam is like the Chopped chef. He could look whatever we have in the pantry, in the refrigerator, the freezer, and throw down. Like, he made
innovative
a casserole. I've never had a zucchini casserole before, and it was bomb. Eggplant parmesan. He just looks and he's like, let's do this. Let's do that. Yeah. Lonnie, would you agree?
Get creative.
Yeah, you know what this quarantine is showing me is that because, I try to adhere to not shopping, but for, every 2 weeks. So I try to use whatever is in my kitchen, and I am just like Adam. I hate to admit that I'm just like him, but I'm using whatever is left. I use it. I will mix macaroni and cheese and with that hamburger or with some ground turkey meat and it's a meal and leftover salad, and we got green salad. I mean, it is because I didn't realize how much food. And Amanda, you were saying this about not wasting food. I didn't realize how much food I was wasting before this quarantine. And now I really respect the fact that, I got those Ziploc bags. I will Ziploc my onions. I will Ziploc that avocado, and I'm going to use that avocado the next day. And then James was like the type of person, he don't want to eat no leftovers. Honey, I be making stuff and he don't even know. And I'm like, them was the leftovers from yesterday, bro.
It's a remix. It's a remix.
I love it. You know what else though, that the trick to this is that you're using a TikTok. And if you've done TikTok, if you have an account, you know that TikTok cuts out all the middle steps that are boring, which are the details you're talking about, Tamara. So this coffee actually came from Korea, this style. And you have to wait for the milk to kind of get away from the refrigerator temperature. So the fat in the milk can kind of become more fluffy and light. And so people don't do that in a TikTok. But I have to tell you, people have been thinking that they're getting creative, like you said, Lonnie, in the kitchen, which is awesome. And then some people just have a mouth that thinks more than they can actually do. So, for example, on Sundays, I'm brunch, right? And the one thing that I know I kill are pancakes. But I have a whole method. You know how temperamental pancakes are. You got to get exactly the same batter to make the circle. You got to flip it before it burns. So Mama Mai came in and she was like, you take way too long for breakfast. I'm so embarrassed. I'm doing it this time. Look what exactly happened when she tried it her way. So what she basically did is, instead of doing small circles, she poured all the batter into the pan and then tried to use stencils to actually flip the pancakes. But you can't get in there to flip it because each stencil is too close to the other batter. So she threw away a whole box of pancake mix.
Oh no!
Sometimes just stick to what you
I
know.
would've
Stick
cried.
to what you know. It's okay.
That breaks
All right,
my
so-
heart.
Oh, all right, I know. Well, let me ask you about this story, all right? So, I don't know if you guys heard about actor Christian Keys, but he made a really special moment to share some love for Black women on his IG when he wrote, "Black women are definitely superheroes." Well, another user, of course, had to come on up and took it upon themselves to critique Christian's statement by saying, "all women." And Christian didn't quite agree with the edit, so he clapped back. And I have to read this specifically because I high-key enjoyed it. He said, "I said what I said. It's a shame we can't even celebrate Black women without others popping up to talk about what about us. Just because someone says something positive about Black women, it doesn't mean they don't think the same about other women. It just means that here, in this moment, right now, I would like to say something positive and amazing about Black women. If that offends you, then you are part of the problem. God bless." Can you hit that applause button?
Applause. Hit him with an applause.
Thank you.
Yes, Christian.
So
And
what did you
someone
guys
had
think
the
about
nerve to say this. This is my pet peeve too. Excuse me, you're following him. I hate when people actually have something to say negatively about what you want to put on your Instagram. If
Right.
you don't like it, unfollow, please.
Go
And
somewhere
not
else.
only that, let this man talk about his personal experiences and let Black women enjoy their moment right now. That's what he said. Let him speak about Black women having their moment.
Yeah.
Why everyone always got to get in the middle of everyone else's moments? Let people shine.
Yes, I'm glad we attended your TED Talk, Sam, because that is actually the facts.
Why, Amanda, I want to specifically ask you, why do you think that it bothers so many people? You know, because obviously we had the same issue with Black Lives Matter, where it was like all lives matter. Well, no, we're specifically speaking about the Black experience and why their lives matter. Why do you think that that bothers people so much? And what do you think is the best comeback for someone saying that?
Well, I actually hit up Christian because that's the homie, and gave him a what's up and a dap for this, a virtual dap because social distancing, because he nailed it in this response, and it was also just a very clear, direct response, but it didn't there wasn't even any shade. Now you knew I would have put some shade on it, but he really handled this shade free. But I think the real issue is, we just have lived in a time where so many folks feel like I think on one hand, there's just a centered privilege, right? Like there's people who just feel like if they're not being a part of the conversation, that they are somehow being ostracized, or they're somehow not being noticed, or they're being forgotten. It's the same reason why, for what it's worth, a lot of people feel like if there's equality in this nation, that somehow, that's a bad thing for some people, right? And it's because at the end of the day, it's like there has been this overwhelming sense of privilege that's presented. But the truth of the matter is you can give acknowledge and love to anybody, and it should not make somebody feel like they're being left out. And you shouldn't have to, in the same way that you shouldn't necessarily feel like you have to degrade somebody while giving somebody a compliment. Like I hate when men say things like, "Oh, I like you because you ain't dumb like these other chicks," and you're just like, why are you even qualifying a negative to try and give me a positive? You shouldn't have to do that. So
that backhanded compliment. Yeah, that's what it is. For a long time, Black women were not given the praise that they should be given.
Exactly.
I think a lot of them were left out. And so now you see this resurgence, and it happened because Black women started doing for themselves. They started the Black Girls Rocks. They started the Black Girl Magic. And so, the thing is, if you are a person of another race, you should have Black friends. And if that is the case, you should be happy for your Black friends that they get praise. I'm like, if they have the Latino, I'd be like, yay for the Latinos, yay for the Asians, yay for the mixed people. I ain't gonna leave you out.
But you know what though? No, Lonnie, you're right.
I gotta get a laugh on them. On that one.
I have to be
But
honest.
as people, you should have friends of different races and different cultures. And when they're getting praise, you shouldn't be bothered by that. If I only see a person bothered by that because they don't even understand what we done went through as a race of women. So it's like, girl, get you some friends, and then you'll understand why he's saying what he's saying.
Correct.
That's it.
Nice. Well, I think the underlying part of it too is that she didn't like that she wasn't getting love from him. She probably liked him and realized that like he was praising a whole group of women that she's not involved in, and she's like, but I mean, what about me though?
I like that one. I like that too.
Okay, so up next, you guys, while many businesses may be closed, online shopping has soared, going strong. It seems that many people who are at home all day, getting bored, filling up their carts, are buying things that they don't necessarily need or won't use. And according to an article on Fox, excessive at-home shopping might be a form of overcompensating and an attempt to replace the pre-quarantine lives that we've been forced to leave behind. So ladies, I just have to ask you, have you been getting your quarantine QVC on?
Well, it's retail therapy, right?
Say that again.
Retail therapy.
It's retail therapy, right?
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just keep it 100. And she's probably gonna come out the room when I say this.
Uh-oh.
I bought a trampoline. I didn't tell my mama. So it's just gonna arrive.
The big one? Like the big one? Like a
Wait,
big
is there assembly required, Amanda?
Yes, but I know how to assemble it because you know I was a gymnast. But I told her I wanted one, and she said, "You're almost 40. Stop trying to relive your childhood." And I was like, "I'm stuck in my childhood home. I'm gonna relive it to the fullest." So I'll let y'all know how that worked out.
I can't wait.
You have to put a video. You have to put a video. But guess what? I was a ding dong, and I got so excited. I bought a, because I love Pilates, I bought a low folding Pilates mat, and I was so excited. I didn't read the directions, and it said it won't get here until like 4 or 6 weeks. And I was like, what the hell? What's the point then? So make sure you read everything before you buy something.
Well, you
like
can still use it though, Tam.
I know, but I wanted to use it now because I can't
you want it. You want it immediate. Yes.
But
another
Tam,
problem I've been having is
don't be discouraged.
I'm shopping off of Instagram.
Go, Amanda.
No,
what did you say?
I was just gonna say, don't be discouraged because I feel like they're doing that. And pardon if I'm cutting anyone off. I'm on a delay, so you know it be kind of wonky here. But there's they've been giving these like very, very extended time frames, I think, just to like kind of give a buffer. But everything that I have ordered, whether it's like essential or non-essential, has come early or on time.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Thank you. That's good news. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was just saying that I have been obsessed with shopping as much loungewear as I possibly enjoy, like knit sets, comfy sweats, like onesies, everything you can think of. But here's the problem, and I'm currently in a fight right now with a company. So you know how you can shop directly from Instagram, right? So Instagram, of course, when they see your algorithm and they're like, Jeannie wants to shop loungewear, so they hit me up with all these brands of loungewear. But here's the problem. When you go to a site on Google, you can tell by their setup, the layout, the website, the menu drop down, if they're organized or legit. When they're on Instagram, yo, you and your mom could all of a sudden decide to pack up your loungewear, put it in some type of cardboard box, and just become a company on Instagram. So from 3 companies, you guys, I sent out for like loungewear, which looks gorgeous in the pictures, of course, because the gram makes everything look gorgeous. When they came, these pieces were like falling apart. Have you guys bought things from Instagram where you're like, wait, what is this?
That did happen to me.
The key is, Jeannie, you have to look at the comments and you got to go way back on their Instagram page because this happened to me. And they actually were taking bloggers like Sincerely Jules, Camila Coelho, and their pictures. And they were obviously just making like bootleg versions of their outfits and sending them out. And I actually had to, I had to hit Sincerely Jules, who's a huge fashion blogger. and tell her this person's using your pictures. And when they got to me, it came in a box that was this big. And when I pulled it out, the like dress came out of it all rolled into like a little ball.
Oh my God, yes. Girl, I got a top that it was supposed to be a tuck-in blouse, like button up. The blouse finished like right on top of my boobs, and the buttons were fake. The buttons were fake. You
That's not funny, but
listen. So you literally gotta read the comments underneath. You gotta read the comments.
And the
comments tell
sizes.
you.
And the sizes. Like I ordered one time from a company in China, and I was just like putting my regular size, but like the sizes are different in overseas, like in terms of like what the norm is. So a size small for me is a very different situation in other regions. And when I got it, it was like, oh, this is for a doll. Like I don't know who can fit this. And then when I tried to return it, they said I can't return it.